actually, as we were building these videos, there was a lot of excitement around it. Our folks here at ETHRA had encouraged us to address different topics in the videos. And so we started getting subject matter experts involved and really creating some pretty impressive direction and guidance and assistance. And so we really are indebted to ETHRA for their involvement in this. And then frankly, I have a great team of dedicated employees at the Bureau, and they all jumped in and made this happen, creating a site, a website, a link on our site that directs people to these videos. So, and that's that Safe Senior TN site on with our website. So, I do want to thank all of our employees that were engaged in this, their hard work, their efforts that have gone into this. Now, to tell you more about TBI Find, I have with me Shelley Smitherman, our special assistant, our assistant special, our assistant special agent in charge. I'll get that right. Our ASAC. We use a lot of acronyms, and she oversees our missing persons unit. So, Shelley.
Good afternoon. I am Assistant Special Agent in Charge Shelley Smitherman, assigned to the TBI's Criminal Intelligence Unit. I oversee the Tennessee Silver Alert program for the state, and so I am very excited today to launch the new TBI Find mobile app. We believe this is a one-of-a-kind app, and it does have the power to save lives. The TBI Find app combines valuable resources, information, alerts, and more in a single place, in the palm of your hand on your device. So we encourage everyone to download this app. You will get instant notifications of our silver alerts, along with links to key resources from all of our partners who serve Tennessee's elderly and vulnerable populations. So often, we are missing the right detail or a current photograph of a missing individual, and that takes away valuable time from us getting the alert issued out to the public. One of the key features on this mobile app is the care kit. Here you can enter vital information, update photographs for you and your loved ones. It can be quickly sent to law enforcement in the event you have an emergency. We want the public to have the most current information on alerts, and the TBI Find app will help us do that. So please download TBI Find app today and prepare for emergencies before they happen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Shelley. My name is Andy Corbett. I'm Special Agent in Charge for the TBI's Medicaid Fraud Control Division. First of all, I want to say thank you. It's an outstanding turnout, so appreciate everyone being here. But like I said, I work in the Medicaid Fraud Control Division for the TBI, and we have had a long-standing presence in working these type of cases. So specifically what we do is Medicaid, or Tennessee TennCare, provider fraud, but we also do patient abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation cases. So a few months ago, Aaron Bradley with the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging approached us and asked us about possibly getting involved with developing an educational series regarding elder abuse matters. So we quickly embraced that idea, and then we moved forward with that, because whenever we decided that we wanted to do this, felt it was a great opportunity for some public outreach. Our team got together, but there were some things that we wanted to accomplish, which was to be concise, to have a common sense approach, for it to be easy for someone to understand, but most importantly, easily accessible to anyone at any time. So we believe we've accomplished that with the SafeSeniorTN.com product that we've come up with. So whenever we started that, we also didn't want to just limit to just patient abuse. We felt like this would be a great opportunity to include other topics. So we kind of made a variety of topics to include it in the project, which includes, as mentioned, healthcare fraud, and specifically Medicaid fraud, but also Medicare fraud, patient abuse, financial exploitation, And then we kind of felt like it's not just seniors, but really applicable to anybody. Cell phone safety, email safety, social media safety, and then we knew the importance and how well the Silver Alert program was operating, so we wanted to kind of roll that into this project as well. So with all these things come together, we put it into a repository of information, which turned out to be the safeseniortn.com. And what we do know in our job is that it's valuable to our mission. A critical priority for us is prevention. Prevention is key. We know that. We believe this will be a valuable resource that will be available 24/7 to anybody. And we look forward to continuing the project. And the good thing about it is we get to build upon the website as new information comes in, new updates come in, new contact information. So once again, thank you for being here.
Hello, I'm Janice Wade with Alzheimer's Tennessee. I'm the CEO, and these two apps are near and dear to our heart. We work with families really across the state, and we know how concerning it is with fraud and also with individuals who wonder with Silver Alert. So we feel like these two apps are critical for all of us in the senior community to be familiar with and pass on. So thank you so much for being here. I'll just mention Silver Alert is near and dear to our heart. We worked with our advocacy partners, including ETHRA and others, to get a piece of legislation that would really make it uniform across the state, with collaboration with TBI, local law enforcement, advocacy groups, and what a success it has been. I think that I also want to do a shout out whenever we do these types of initiatives that our legislators really got behind that and decided that it was something important. So Senator Massey, Senator Briggs, Representative Faison, they saw it, they knew it was something that we could collaborate and do together. And so the apps are fabulous. We all know that there is still a digital divide in our senior communities. So we have the purple kits, which have the care kit included in it. So we've given out thousands of kits to families and to law enforcement and others. We know that 6 out of 10 individuals with a diagnosis of Alzheimer's will wonder at some point during their disease. And sometimes it rises to the level of a Silver Alert. So we are just so thankful to be here. We think that this is when Tennessee shines, when we come together collaboratively across agencies, across to help our families, and whether or not it's today or tomorrow, we know that we're saving lives. I think you'll probably hear our numbers, but we are just really, in the last 2 or 3 years with Silver Alert, we're so appreciative. And we think the apps will only enhance and increase the work that's being done. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Tracy Armstrong. I'm the program director for the area agency. Excuse me. And I'm so honored to be asked to speak. We've got a great lineup of people who've come to support Silver Alert, the Safe Senior Tennessee, and the TBI Fund. I'm here today speaking on the behalf of the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging and Disability and Director Aaron Bradley, who couldn't be here today. We're deeply grateful to Director Roush. He and his team have been so supportive, not just of the Silver Alert, not just the video series. When we spoke to him about Silver Alert at one of our Elder Justice conferences, he just was on board, and his team and Andy, they were always on board with the ideas that we have. They take serious consideration of what we think that the Tennesseans need, especially related to older adults. They've been a big part of our East Tennessee Elder Justice Coalition and our Tennessee Elder Justice Conference for years. A year ago, when we proposed maybe a video training series that could be used in senior centers, faith communities, and other organizations that would help educate older Tennesseans and at-risk Tennesseans, because it can be anybody. It can be you or me. Sometimes they tell me in IT I've clicked on something, and I don't think I have, but then I've got a virus. But everybody needs that information, and it needs to be drilled in everybody's heads. So when I found out about the app, I immediately downloaded it, and it was pretty exciting. And I started sending out the notices for this meeting, and I started getting people saying, I've downloaded the app, this is really awesome. So it is such a good resource, and I just want to thank you all for all you've done for us, because we are saving lives, and we're saving not just people's lives physically, but people's financial lives, their social lives, because we're helping them learn how to protect themselves and protect people that they care about. In closing, I just want to say to all of you, every single person standing here and every single person in this room, thank you for your commitment to the Elder Justice Initiative. Thank you for supporting what we're trying to do to help older and vulnerable Tennesseans. And just keep up the good work, because we're making a difference. And Tennessee is really innovative and ahead of most of the rest of the country. And we are so proud of that. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brad Turner. I'm the State Commissioner for the Tennessee Department of Disability and Aging. Certainly excited to be here. Again, I do want to thank Director Roush and his team, and Commissioner Alvarado and their team in the Department of Health, and our providers here, our partners at the Alzheimer's Association, the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging, on Disability and Aging. This is a really important day, and I think it's very historic. As you've heard some of the comments and the conversation, a lot of folks don't realize that there's almost 2 million people in the state of Tennessee that are over the age of 60. And this area, specifically in East Tennessee, is the fastest growing region in the entire Southeast for folks who are looking to retire that fall under that demographic. And so these things that we're talking about here, Safe Senior TN and the apps that we use, are very important for a demographic that's not just been here, but is actually moving here. So our department here at the with Disability and Aging, we want to be good partners. We want to continue to have necessary conversations about how do we protect our loved ones without being intrusive. And I think that's something that sometimes gets lost in translation, that these applications that are being developed are for very good reasons to make sure that our loved ones stay safe, they stay protected, and that there's access there where if something happens, God forbid, that they can be found, they can be seen, they can be rescued, and they can be secured so they can get back to their everyday lives. So in the Department of Disability and Aging, we have a program called Enabling Technology, where we're going to be partnering with the TBI, with the Department of Health, to make sure that Tennesseans who are aging find themselves able to understand technology a little bit more when you're talking about online fraud, security scams, identity theft, things that are very important that can lead to really bad things happening for Tennesseans who are older. We want to continue to be good partners in that space. And I think these two apps right here, it shows you what good government looks like when people actually talk together. And I think sometimes in government we confuse movement with progress. This is actually progress happening. So we are very excited to be here. We're very honored to be here. Our department is the newest department in the state. Governor Lee last year challenged us to figure out ways to be more efficient, to streamline services, to help Tennesseans who have disabilities and Tennesseans who are aging. I think this conference today is a reflection of that, working very closely with the TBI, with the Department of Health, and with our area agencies on aging and disability. So you know that the Department of Disability and Aging is here to better serve people and make sure that if something bad does happen like this, where we have to go find people who might be lost or in a really bad position, we stand at the ready to make sure that we can serve Tennesseans and we can actually get people home. So thank you for being here. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Alvarado with the Department of Health.
All right, well, good afternoon. I get to bad cleanup, it looks like, and just judging by the turnout for this, this is remarkable. I don't know how many organizations are represented here today, but I suspect there's quite a few. The fact that you've got kind of 3 of the governor's closest advisors in his cabinet that are present at this shows you the importance of this kind of an announcement. For those of you who don't know, my name is, again, I'm Dr. Ralph Alvarado. I'm the Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Health. It's really an honor to be here today to discuss a really important initiative developed by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's Missing Persons Unit, and that is this TBI Find app. And I'm going to try to delve into some of the features of the app, but I want to take a moment to recognize Director Roush for his leadership and commitment to enhancing public safety in our state. We see a lot of law enforcement here today too. They know the importance of this. They probably get calls that we don't hear about, that we don't realize, and the concerns that we have for the safety of those who are getting older in our state. The Find app is more than just a technological advancement. It's really a powerful tool designed to enhance public awareness and provide essential resources related to missing persons. The mission of the Department of Health to protect, promote, and improve the health and wellness of all people in Tennessee, and this initiative aligns closely with our ability to achieve that mission. Our core values include service, excellence, compassion, and trust, and the Find app embodies these principles by empowering individuals and families to take proactive steps in safeguarding their loved ones. The app has two main features that are crucial in our fight against missing persons. First is the Stay Informed feature, and this allows users to receive timely notifications about missing persons cases and access educational resources from our partners. Staying informed not only enhances awareness, but it also fosters a community that is actively engaged in the safety of its members. And by being informed, we can transform ourselves from passive observers into active participants in the efforts to prevent and respond to missing person cases. The second feature is the Vital Information Repository, and this tool enables users to easily collect and store important details about themselves or their loved ones. In the unfortunate event of a missing person situation, having immediate access to critical information, such as, again, you've heard of physical descriptions and medical histories, can really significantly aid law enforcement in their search efforts. And this feature reflects our commitment to providing resources that support families during their most vulnerable times. Additionally, the app also offers the TN Care Kit, which allows families to compile essential information before an emergency arises. Being prepared in a cornerstone of public health, and this feature exemplifies the principles of both prevention and preparedness. And by organizing critical information in advance, families can act swiftly and efficiently in times of crisis. And as we move forward, I encourage everyone to download this app if you can. Look for it on your phone. Familiarize yourself with its features. Share it with your communities, including those at your church or your place of worship. This app represents our collective responsibility to protect our loved ones and ensure that we are all equipped with the tools that we need to make a difference. And in closing, I want to reiterate my gratitude to Director Roush and the team of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for their hard work and dedication to this important cause. Together, as a community united in purpose, we can ensure that Tennessee is a safer place for all of its residents. I can say that I know that we have got a renewed effort on the elderly in this state. I think the governor has made that clear. You've got Commissioner Turner and the Department of Disability and Aging. Obviously, we're partnering with them on so many initiatives. I'm very excited because I don't think we've had this kind of focus on the elderly population in our state. People are moving here in droves. We know that folks want to come here. They like the weather, even though it's been a little cold this past month. They like the tax structure. They like the fact that a lot of grandbabies and families come here for work and want to raise their families. People want to be close to that. And the fact that all of you are here today, I want to thank you all also for your time and your commitment to enhancing the safety and well-being of our families and neighbors. And it's an honor to be with you here today. Thank you. Director Roush.
Thank you, Commissioner Alvarado. Thanks, Commissioner Turner, and our great partners and team. We are excited for this opportunity, and that is the gist of what we had to share. And we're happy to take any questions that you may have here with our friends in the media. Okay.
Guys, if you're willing, go into a little more background about this. So you guys have mentioned that people are moving here in droves. That was part of the initiative, but this is also a multi-agency effort, and I imagine you guys were looking at data for years. Break down a little bit more for me how this thought process came about to create the app.
Sure. So to get into the history of our creation of these efforts. So let me start with a guide that we got from the governor, and that was he wants all of us working together to solve problems, and that's something we've all taken very serious. The cabinet and those of us who joined with them, we spend a lot of time talking about how we can make things better for Tennessee, right? And this is one of those areas. Obviously, my focus is on safety, and so this is an area where we could join our partners and come together to create something that can help not only prevent crime, but to obviously resolve these really critical times where our seniors and vulnerable persons go missing. And so we've seen great success. It started with the effort that was mentioned with our friends with Alzheimer's Tennessee, and that was really bringing Silver Alert into the state oversight. Before it was it was shotgun. It was agencies kind of handled it themselves. But it was a great idea that was brought forward to say, let's put this all under the state umbrella. So we have more coordination, and you got the resources of the Bureau. And one of the things that I tell our team all the time, and I share with everyone that will listen, and that is, we at the Bureau are a resource agency. That's our job. Our job is to support all of our partners, be it law enforcement or be it health, mental health, disability and aging. It doesn't matter. Our job is to be a support to all agencies. And so the creation of this came from those early efforts, and then great conversations. You know, Aaron Bradley's been mentioned a couple times. Aaron is a force to reckon with. When he gets an idea, he comes at it, and he's someone that we'll listen to. He is a friend of mine, but we also, when he comes with ideas, they're usually really smart, common sense things, and this one made great sense. Putting together the Safe TN website, that came as a result of this great idea of putting together these videos to provide information to seniors and vulnerable persons in our senior centers as well as in our faith community. And so then my team took off with that and said, well, why don't we just do, add to that and make it a prevention as well as an information effort. And then they put together this website. Just a great move. And that's how the Safe Senior TN website came about. The other piece to this on the app, our team is constantly looking at how we can enhance and better the efforts we put into our Silver Alert effort. And so we've heard a lot of feedback from our partners on things that would help. And so the app made just perfect sense to us of moving forward in that manner. And it has, again, as has been mentioned, there is a tech divide, right? And Brad mentioned the numbers. I guess I didn't recognize. I knew we had this, what we call the silver tsunami happening, right? So think about that. 2 million of 6 million residents are already 60 and over, right? And so, and that's not going to decrease. That's going to keep going up because of our longevity. And as was mentioned, people are coming to Tennessee. We have made Tennessee, it used to be a secret. It's not such a secret anymore. We have made Tennessee the place to be. And so people are coming to Tennessee, and they are retiring here. Retirees are coming, and they're coming because their families are moving here, and they want to be next to their grandchildren, as was mentioned. So Tennessee is just bubbling with people. And so we know that the senior population continues to grow, and we've got to be prepared for what that brings, right? Those challenges that come with keeping seniors safe. And so it makes sense to partner with all the great folks that are here, that are in this space of helping seniors.
You guys mentioned that you try to be forward thinking whenever possible. Is there a model somewhere else that you guys did look towards, or is this really uncharted?
No, we've done all of this on our own. So this has been, we did look around to see what others were doing. And this is a space that frankly, Tennessee is leading the game. And in every piece that we do, every time we take a new step in this space, we're forging new ground. And so we are becoming the light on the hill that everyone else is looking to as to what's next. And so it's an honor to be able to do that. And it can only be done with amazing partners and outstanding team members. And I can't express enough how great our teams are. And they all work together so well because the passion for this is real, right? And it's needed. Frankly, it's the right thing to do. We talk about all the time. The most important role for law enforcement is protecting the vulnerable population, right? And whether that is young or older, it's protecting those vulnerable that need our assistance. And prevention is the reason that policing was created. That's our primary focus, is prevention. And so a lot of this is about how can we prevent anyone from becoming a victim.
When it comes to the TBI Find app, how crucial is it to have all of that information kind of streamlined for you all at TBI before you issue that silver alert, and then those, within the counties that then have to go out and look for this person.
Yeah, no, I think it's absolutely, so the question is about the TBI Find app and how crucial it is to us. I think it's crucial to all of us. I say that Silver Alert is just any of our alerts, right? Silver Alert is what we're talking about today. But those alerts aren't just for policing, right? The success of those alerts are the public, right? They're feeding information to us. And so having an app where it's easy to send that information is a game changer. It makes it instantaneous, right? And you don't have to go through a phone call and try to get to the right person. It's an instantaneous information gathering, and so which is critical in these very challenging cases, right? And so it's important that we're able to quickly find someone who has wandered. It's important to find someone who's gone missing, and so it helps policing get our job done, and more importantly, it helps the families that are getting their loved one back.
Can I say something, Greg?
Please.
Yeah. Another important factor that we have to understand, a lot of us might have very close families, tight families. We're close with our grandparents, our parents, we check on them regularly. There's a lot of folks in this state and all over the country now who don't have that kind of support structure. There's a kind of an epidemic of loneliness we can talk about that's out there right now. So a lot of people will come here, they might lose a spouse, and they might just the two of them together, now they're by themselves, they may not have a little tight collection of friends. Maybe the only support structure they have is a church or a club they go to. So again, we encourage churches, others, it's not just for your own family members, it's for anybody in your circle of influence. If you can get the information put in, and suddenly you might see them every week at church, and they don't show up to church one day. They don't have kids checking on them, they may not have a spouse around anymore to check on them, and they don't know what's happened. Someone can say, hey, we should check on them. This information is going to be readily available for them too. So as people are becoming more disconnected, lonelier, we're working really hard through all of state government to try to help increase those connections. But that loneliness makes a lot of these folks separated on their own. And so it's, again, we would encourage anyone, if you download the information, it's not just for your mom, your dad, your parents, your grandparents. It's for people that are close to you, people that you know. To put that information, I think, would be crucial for that.
Thanks. All right. Others are good? All right, outstanding. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you. I'm sorry.
I just have a quick question. So is the app is designed mainly for caregivers, family for the senior, or do you think that the senior can manipulate that?
Specifics on the app, I'll have to look the experts. I believe, and I can be corrected.
Very user-friendly.
Yeah, the app is extremely user-friendly. It's created for all of the community, right? It's as was mentioned. I think that the importance of this app is yes, it is for families to be able to enter information. It's for seniors to be able to enter their information into there. But as importantly, it's for the public, right? To also be able to access that information when these alerts go out, right? And to be able to send information. And so I think it shares both of those aspects of it. But that's a great question.
Yeah, well, we go into seniors' homes and
Yes.
work with them, and we come across a lot of the folks you were saying who are very isolated. But a lot of those folks, I don't know if they're going to be real good at.
Yeah, so that's where you come in, right? So that's a great point. She said they visit seniors' homes and they don't know how many of them might have tech savviness, right? And so that's where you who are engaged in those home visits, because they may not have family, right? That's where, things like Meals on Wheels here in Tennessee, right? Or East Tennessee, right? That's where this would be valuable to them, right? For them to be able sharing with those seniors that they visit and entering it for them if they agree to be entered. And so, yeah, come on.
You may have heard me mention that our department actually has a program for enabling technology, that one of our vision statements and mission statements and things that we're hoping to accomplish is to work in conversations around enabling technology and how to empower older Tennesseans to actually understand technology can be very friendly, very easy to use, and not be scared of that. And a huge reason we're wanting to do that is because of everything that you laid out that Commissioner Alvarado shared and what Director Roush and his team has created is to say, these are things that can help you develop more independence, develop greater freedom, be able to communicate, work with folks. You hear it all the time, and you talk about just the level of isolation. The COVID didn't create that, it just exposed it, and now we have to deal with that. So our department is ready to start working through those conversations about what technology looks like for older Tennesseans. And Laura Legate is here, she's our Assistant Commissioner for Aging. This is something that's front and center for us to work very closely with the area agencies on aging and disability to make sure that older Tennesseans understand that technology can be very beneficial. There's nothing to be afraid of when you use it, and we want to make sure that you understand how to use it, but also the challenges and the pitfalls that can come with that, because what we want to make sure is when they do have to use technology to do something productive and they're not afraid of it, they can actually use it and be encouraged that they know what they're doing.
Right. Go ahead, quick second question.
Sure.
Do you have just something on, that we can hand out to our seniors that we work with, something really simple? Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go on this app and request a wellness check for someone?
So the question is if we can go on the app and request a wellness check. I don't believe we have that yet, but that's a great idea. We certainly, something we can take back to the team and look at, but that's, yeah, thank you. Any other questions? I apologize, I did not mean to. Yes.
I just have one question, and thank you all for the dedication and effort to put this together. It's a wonderful thing for seniors, particularly out in the community. I just wanted to make a brief statement that don't forget that there are vulnerable adults who are tech savvy or not tech savvy, but their homes are licensed long-term care facilities. And so one of the things that I just looked at in the app, I didn't see much of a mention with respect to the ombudsman as an additional resource, but we are front and center working with people who are being abused, neglected, and exploited as well. They're just in a different home setting, long-term care. So, but no, thank you for everything that you're doing, and if this is something that you can incorporate, please do.
No, thanks for that information, and our team will get on that. It's obviously we are engaged with the long-term care facilities and those homes as well. So you're exactly right. Those are some resources we can add in. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all again so much for being here. We appreciate you.
One quick comment. We have 2 TBI analysts here. If you are a senior in the room, a caregiver for a senior or a vulnerable adult, please go see them. They will help you fill out a care kit. If you're interested in learning more about how care kits work, then feel free to touch base with our analysts. And also an important note is care kits can be beneficial to parents because they can fill out one for their child in the event that a child goes missing. So thank you again for being here.